There's something that has been lost since around the 2nd or 3rd century after Jesus walked the earth. In Hebrew, the Holy Spirit is a feminine entity. Scholars are aware of it, but most ordinary church folks are not. Jesus spoke Hebrew and Aramaic, which are closely related to each other. In both languages, the Spirit is feminine. The reason you cannot see the Spirit's femininity in the New Testament is because all the earliest manuscripts that we have are Greek, where the gender of the Spirit is neuter. Now, the Old Testament, on the other hand, was originally written in Hebrew with minor parts in Aramaic, but where the feminine pronouns are present, they are left out of translations. When Christianity transitioned from consisting of mostly Hebrew-speaking Israelites to Greek-speaking Gentiles, the gender of the Spirit was gradually lost. Once the 4th century creeds were written, the Holy Spirit became part of an all-masculine Trinity, and the spiritual implications, the feminine spirit, had also disappeared. But if Jesus addressed the Spirit as feminine, it is worth considering this as theologically important. The Holy Spirit has a more distinct and prominent role in the New Testament in comparison to the Hebrew Scriptures. For instance, Jesus began his ministry by being anointed by the Spirit, and he emphasized being born again via the Spirit. John 16:13 even portrays the Spirit of truth, a synonym to the Holy Spirit, as a personified divine power who did not speak on her own authority. Let us go down, and in our image, phrases that have plural pronouns used here have been a source of debate for millennia. Christians say that plurality refers to a spiritual likeness of God and Jesus, or some say it relates to the majestic plural. Now, scholars think the story may have been originally Canaanite, and for that reason it was El talking to the divine council. Now, Jews and some Christians believe the plural nouns refer to the heavenly hosts because they are present on the other occasions. But there are problems with each of these answers. Christians need to consider that the word image refers to a physical form, not spiritual likeness. And this also begs the question, in whose image was woman made, since Jesus and God are both male? Nevertheless, there is a divine feminine power overtly present during the creation of the world. She is Lady Wisdom, and I propose that she and the Holy Spirit are the same divine force. They have identical roles and functions. Both are feminine, and both are present in the beginning. In the beginning of Genesis, it describes the Spirit of God moving over the face of the waters before God calls the world into being. In other words, the Spirit was present with God before the creation of the world. Although Lady Wisdom has been given a lot of attention by scholars, this has never translated into any kind of new theological understanding of the creation story. I feel that Eve was made in the Holy Spirit's feminine image. This may just reflect what made the creation of mankind possible from heaven. Two complementary forces, male and female, co-creating. The early church fathers recorded that the first gospel written was authorized by Matthew and called the Gospel of Hebrews. They cite a passage that quotes Jesus calling the Holy Spirit my mother. This is virtually ignored by scholars and theologians alike, but it is entirely plausible, and not only because she was his heavenly mother and because of her femininity. He taught that the way to the Father was to be born again through her. Think about that, all you born-againers.
Born through the Spirit.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, how else could you be? What was he talking to Nicodemus about? So is everyone who is born of the Spirit. That's it.